make this a little different. Come on, you. There you go. I don't have to see the chat this way. Ooh, I look awful. I know, I always look awful. Can't pan my hat. I'm naked. The Dateline theme. Some of us, I don't know who's going to sign suit in. Not fucking likely, but whatever. It's in the nature of a experiment.
The same day Nicole and Taylor were
I don't even know what kind of music I'm
police
going to
asked
play.
Jason to come down to the
I need
station.
something for it.
He was the one who found the bodies.
Come on.
And
There you
Lieutenant Tucker had questions.
Jason, my name is Miles Tucker.
This is me at my absolutely least professional. I don't have a profession, but you know what I'm getting at. I want to find something that doesn't get blocked. He said. Oh, doing the annoying, making a decision music. Stupid. Huh. I'm being really bad. So play some Brian Eno. I don't think anybody's going to show up for this at all anyway.
To give people the power to try something that they thought
But,
they might never be able to
again,
do is really powerful. Intel's Core Ultra.
I want to explore new dimensions. Little Eno. So, as you all know, if anybody is ever going to watch this, I got to stop apologizing for myself. Makes no sense to do that. It's a waste of time. Can't find my ashtray either. Whatever. I can use a full tuna can for an ashtray. It works really well. There you go. As I was saying, okay, a long time ago when I was living in the Redwoods, it was winter, and it was a ghoulish winter. December, it was raining close to nonstop. My tent leaked. Every night was misery. I'd come home and drinking a vodka, drinking a beer to make myself pass out, which is a very bad idea, kids. Don't do that at home. That can kill you. But I was weathering it until I get to town trying to make enough money to eat and stuff. Well, now I got free food because I'm smart. If you starve in the United States, you're just not really trying. Take them up from a professional. But it got really bad. My tent was flooding. I was in just like 2 inches of water, and I was sleeping that way. Which again is a very bad idea. But there are ways of maintaining body heat for a while. So one night it got really bad, and I bought double vodka, which is a very bad idea. I knew better than to do that. But I woke up in the morning. My tent was flooded. My nose was in the water. It woke me up for that. I could have drowned, and it was very, very cold. I've never been that cold before. My cigarettes were destroyed, and I smoke a lot. That's always my first impulse. You need to have a cigarette before I can think through this. And it was wet. I was soaked. I had no body heat left. So I'm looking around and I find a book that was sort of dry and found just a little pouch of tobacco left. So I roll up this page and smoke a cigarette. It was the most toxic thing, but at least I had a cigarette in me. And I could think. And I was thinking, I could just lay down and die right now. It's very easily because I'm starting to warm up, and that's a bad scene right there. Because you're warm, your body's shutting down, your brain's starting to shut down too. That's the amazing part. Your brain goes in slow motion. It was actually a very interesting situation, and I had the moral obligation of living or dying. This is, you only have one decision in your life that really matters, living or dying. That's all you, the only thing you own is your own existence. And I believe in God, and I believe that killing yourself is suicide, and suicide is murder. It always is. There's no wrong, assisting suicide is actually murder. I'm sorry. Just live through it. Live through your own passage. Unless you're brain dead, then it's not your decision. Somebody else will unplug it for you. And that's, I realized this even before being a Catholic. I was a believer in Christ, yeah, absolutely, but I had to make my own decisions regarding morality, and decisions I made actually synced with the Catholic Church. So I'm laying there and I'm starting to freeze to death. Literally freeze to death. And that's using the word, I'm using the word literally correctly, and it just never happens. Oh, what do I do? Okay, I'm soaked. I have no dry clothes. I don't have dry anything. It's miserable. I'm looking in my pocket. I have like $3 that are soaking wet. No bus change. Don't worry about that. Don't plan ahead. Stand up. Make yourself stand up. Okay. Grab a pack. Yeah, there's a couple things in there I need, but they're all going to wet. I'll deal with it later. Put the backpack, small backpack on. Total hobo backpack. Get stuff in there. Tools of the trade. The marker pen, knife, crap like that. So yeah, I'm making myself walk.
Oh, that's cute.
I didn't have a.
I don't know if she was.
Cell phones were really they existed, but not very much, and I would have been destroyed anyway. And there's no way I could have found a ranger or anything else. I'm up there. I'm stranded, and it's the middle of the redwoods. I mean, it's the forest. Yeah, it is the forest. It's not that far to town, but it's the forest. Where else am I going to camp illegally? Right there in the forest, in the redwoods, which is great if it's nice out. It wasn't nice when I was up there. So up I go. It is wet. I didn't have a cane back then, so I'm falling periodically. It's wet. I have some kind of weird combination. I'm dying and hangover. Again, my brain wasn't cheerless about this. This was the damnedest thing. Autopilot was kind of cool. Really wanted to lay down and get warm the bad way. So I get down to the fire road. That has some dry spots. Well, relatively. They're not in a puddle, but most of it was puddle. And there's a drainage culvert. It wasn't covered. And I had to go up to my knees in the water, and only fell a couple times. This is horrible. Bad scene. And I'm joking around with my own head because this is as bad as it gets. I'm getting as bad as it gets. Boy, I always wondered what that was like when it's an emergency. What do I do? Yeah. It's not laying down and dying. That was kind of out of the question. Walk through the stupid, now it's a creek. There's little waterfalls out of nowhere. It was bad. A lot of water. Down the main slope of the fire roads. For some reason, this water was gushing up into a geyser. Damnedest thing. I walked on that trail probably 500 times, and that never happened before. Oh, crap. There's a lot of water out here. I'm walking down the slope, and it's about 2.5 mile walk to the bus stop. Which I did twice a day. I was almost fit back then, except for the drinking. Balanced out because I got so much exercise. So I'm getting it close to the bus stop. Like, are they going to let me on the bus this way? Because I'm reeking. I'm wet. I'm splashing around. Oh crap! I need to get on that bus. I need to get on the bus, and the drivers are going to be really going to be sucky about this because I'm not fit for the bus, really. But what else am I going to do? I think to myself, they're not going to let me die here, are they? And I open the bus and like, I'm not going to let you on, sir. And I said, you either let me on or you call the paramedics right now. And a couple of people in us screaming at the bus driver, the man's dying. Let him on the damn bus. I try to pay my fare with a wet log. Get out. Sit down. Shut up. Come on, fine. I'm dripping. Are you all right, sir? Like, no, I'm not very. I need to get into town. I have people there. You know, I'm going to shoot up a flare over here in a minute. I'm going to call in. All the people who offered to help me, and I never accepted it. Oh, I'm going to be accepting it. I'm going to be accepting it. Oh. Whatever you can do right now, do it. Make it fast. So I get into town, and the hypothermia is worn off. I'm just freaking cold. I'm very, very cold. And I feel my body still shutting down. And it's like robot. I run into my friend Lemur Joe, who actually the best friend I've ever had in my life. Lovely man. I owe him everything. I owe my life. And he helped me get into the church. So I owe him that too. I have 3 middle names. One of them is Joseph, named after him. So I get into town. I'm in town and Joe's there. And Mark, what's going on? What's going on? That's my name, Mark. You can use that name. He said, I'm dying, man. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. He's like, well, I'll put you up at my house if you need it, but I think you need more. So I called my friend Lonnie. Lonnie was that's a relationship I'm not going into. That's sacred ground and shame and all kinds of stuff. And I'm not gonna burden you with that shit. Mm-mm. I have a standards about my history. Very few of them, mind you. So go to the phone. I call her. She finally picks up. I said, "Oh, I'm a little busy right now. Can I meet you in 3 hours?" And I said, "Lonnie, remember that you told me that there was an emergency and if I ever needed a room," I said, "I need it right now. Whatever it is, drop it. I need it right now." And she's cool. As soon as I can make it, and I'm at the Borders bookstore, which doesn't exist anymore. But I used to hang out there, and they were bum friendly there. They treated me very, very well. They had my coffee was free, and customers would glare at me, and I was a pet bum, and literate. I was cool. I was kind. I had a good relationship with the staff. Not one of those weird hobo is plaguing everybody by pretending he's part of the scene. No, I was part of the scene. I mean, the manager would buy me coffee. Like, you're always welcome to sit here. Never had the bathrooms over there. You needed tokens. She gave me a fist of tokens. So I had a place. I go and I'm dripping. And I stink. Like, look, just give me a cup of coffee and I'll go outside. Like, you're not going outside. You got a friend? Got somebody coming? Yeah. You're sitting right there. Brings the coffee. And what can I do? Just let me drink my coffee. And it stays warm up there. And customers were complaining about my smell. And they were bitching right back. But this man is going through a crisis. So leave him be. He's our friend. So if you don't like it here, you're going to you're welcome to leave. But he's staying. So God bless those people, and very, very literally, God bless these people. They're helping me through a crisis, a bad crisis. So Lonnie shows up and looks at me like, "Oh God, let's get you out of here. Let's get you out of here right now. Come on. I get in the car. I'm going to be dripping all over. I don't care. Get in the car." So this is what I'm needing to be indoors, and I need to be dry. And she stops at Marshall's or something and buys me a clean set of clothes. Everything is. I'm going to get you more clothes later. You're burning or hiding that stuff. Get it away from me because you stink. Which was kind of true. Yeah, I did. I was horrible. Get up there, and she looks at me and says, "What do you want to do? What do you need to make this perfect for you?" I said, "I need a pack of cigarettes, 2 packs, a cheap cigar, and I need a bottle of E&J brandy, the big boy." It's like, "Can you drink that without dying?" I'm pretty sure I can once I get into a hot bath and I warm myself up. Because the panic is like starting to set in. My brain's starting to work, and I'm like, bad scene, man, bad scene. Yeah. Circuits are frying, baby. So she leaves. Like, you want me here? It's like, no, I need to be alone. I need to get my ass together. I need to watch cartoons or something. Just come back in a couple hours. Bring me some food. And I'm actually pretty demanding, but she said if there's an emergency, and this is the emergency. It's like, okay, you offered. Okay, you're doing it. You're wonderful. Thank you for following my instructions, because I know my brain. I live in my brain. Probably perhaps too much. And I'm still a poet back then. I'm thinking in very weird poetic terms. It's brain algebra. I think differently when I'm being a poet. I think in very irrational, oblique ways that add up to something. I guess I still do that to a degree, not as much as I used to. I miss it, but the stroke kind of ruined that for me. It took stuff away from me that I'll never get back, but there's a payoff. There's a payoff. I can't even explain the payoff, but it's there. So I get in that bathtub, and it feels like it's scalding, and it's tepid. It starts heating up, and I feel the warmth going into my body. And finally, I take a nip of brandy. Finally, because I've warmed up. Alcohol's not going to kill me at this point. It's helping. It's cutting the edge off. There I am. I have my brandy, and I have a cheap cigar, and I'm smoking in a non-smoking room because I was going to. And that's pretty much the end of it. It's not much of a story, I know, but hypothermia is a bitch. Being a hobo in the woods, I don't like talking about that period much because it would be like 2 months where I wasn't dry for 2 months. So, and I had hardcore hobo friends who fled to the shelter, and one guy said, "You're the best tramp I've ever met. You're getting through this winter. Nobody else is up in those woods. They've all fled." And I wasn't going to go into the shelter because I wanted to drink. That was my decision. It was a shitty decision, but I want to be able to be in the woods and drink. I don't care what the cost is, and I found out what the cost was. I was back in a couple of days with a new sleeping bag. It started over. The rain kind of cleared up, and I did it again. Well, I didn't get hypothermia. I just kept still camping. I think I was camping nonstop for 2.5 years, and I did the camping thing before, but that was a long spell. My last one, that was a year, and I was sober for that year. And the weather was great. I was cooking and camping. I was really having a good time up there. Really, I was. That's when I got lured in by social workers and whatnot. They're getting me shelter, and they made me go into a weird city-owned camp with tents and stuff. That was cool for a while. It was very hobo, but they took the funding and took it to somebody else, which was really shitty. I had the best time there. It was just for older farts. And it was a locked gate. You could get it in and out for various certain hours, but they wouldn't let anybody in. That was the thing. There was a bus that would take you to town and bring you back. And you had to take the bus, but the bus ran several times a day. But you had to go in there. And you couldn't be wasted. You could drink a little bit, and they didn't care about that much. But one of my friends died in a tent there. He found out we're losing funding, and this is his last chance to have housing, so he drank himself to death. I could smell his body rotting in the tent. Bye, Scooter. I love you, man. He was a good brother, too. I don't get hurt. I'm still getting upset. I don't get upset about stuff like that. Yeah. Then I moved into a shit shelter. It was horrible. And I was stuck there for a long time, but you got to be housed here before you get housed there. I got my voucher stupidly early. My therapist and another guy named, I can't remember his damn name. Yeah, it's one of the people, he saved my life. He was my guardian, my Jewish guardian angel. Love him. I can't remember his name. It's just screwed up, but yeah, whatever. He'll come to me eventually. So I was for a year in that hellhole, and I was playing homeless advocate, and I do that very well professionally. I do better than most. Raising hell within bounds, I could get away with it, and I got policy made. I made the security guards not tote guns on the premises because it was illegal. I met the owner of the security company. We almost got into a fight. He wasn't allowed on the site anymore. I got rid of him because I told him I'll probably kill him if he shows up. He said naughty words to me. He treated me with the utter lack of dignity. And you could do that. But you cross a barrier, you're screwed. I'll find a way to get even. Because they need to learn. It's not vengeance. It's you need to be learned. I'm just the man to do it. It was fun. It was fun getting rid of him. But it was hell. All kinds of horrible things happened to the shelter. People would go berserk periodically. But I finally got a place. I got a place. I moved in, and I'm still in it right now. And this is the longest time of my life I've been what you call housed, because I lived in places for spells, but something always happened. What are you going to do? All right. I'm going to switch over to live stream chat and see if anybody shows up. Because messages. Yeah, no, nobody's showing up for story time. I'm back here. Kind of suck, but maybe somebody will watch it later. It was a failed experiment, Agent, but I tried. Yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Some people want to hear me go on. That sucks, Doctor. Works for suckers. Do what I do. Go on the dole. I'm half serious, but whatever. Works for me. It's just reliving the old days, nightmare days. So if you ever want to watch that again, go ahead. Feel free. It's not long. I think it's a pretty good story too. Oh, I know it's a real good story because I lived through it. The agony of it all. Actually, it still just feels funny to me. Yeah. So, I'm not going to be on very long. I grow tired because that story took me places. Places nobody needs to go.
That's cute. 빨간 거를 붙이고 싶다.
Is this? Oh, I'm going to play it again. I don't care.
Just keep loving. Oh, that's cute.
What's going on? Oh, it's the sloppiest one I've ever done. Cool.
Yeah, it's true.
Come on. I want to check. Let's skip this, but it doesn't want to. Oh, there it goes. What's going on here? Oh, no, it's not one of those where it rips its sound off. Copyright is weird stuff. I get blocked in some territories every time. So, but I never get a strike, so that's cool. Well, I'm going to end this chat because it's going nowhere fast, but I've learned my lesson. Well, if anybody watches in the future, thank you. I love you. Bye.